Hello everyone, this is Paul B. with just a brief video about the record-breaking Powerball jackpot. Tonight is going to be the first night that the temperature drops below zero. It's going to get to about -8 with a wind chill of about -27, and of course I am sleeping in my car after having lost everything I'd worked my entire life for, 48 years. At the hands of apathetic, negligent, incompetent, and corrupt Minnesota officials. You visit my website, Meannesota.com, for that story. But as far as the Powerball goes, I was inside a gas station uploading my last video, Time to Care about the Homeless. And I was there for a couple of hours, and it was just a long line, steady stream of people buying Powerball tickets. And I took out this recorder and recorded these people. Almost everyone bought more than one ticket, despite the sheer logic of if you don't buy any tickets, you can't win. But once you buy one ticket, it really doesn't matter how many others you buy. Your chances don't improve in any perceptible way, so it's just a total complete waste of money. I mean, a waste of money. It's a waste. So if you buy one ticket, sure, you've got a chance now, but if you buy two or if you buy 10,000, it doesn't matter. Your odds are effectively the same. They're effectively zero that you're going to win. So I watched all these people buy tickets. Again, almost always more than one, often around 10 or 20 dollars worth, and sometimes $40 worth. One woman bought $90 worth, and the workers there told me that someone earlier today had bought $800 worth. Now I'm about to fight against freezing to death in this car and waking up as a corpse in the morning. And this is after 4 years of fighting a battle where not one person in the great state of Minnesota would stand up for me. Instead, they blame the victim, defend the perpetrators, in order to make sure that they don't have to do anything to help me. Even though Minnesota portrays itself publicly as the friendliest, most neighborly, kindest, most compassionate, most generous, most charitable state in the country, to such a degree that they look down their noses at every person in every other state as being inferior in those regards. That's what they call Minnesota nice. I call it Meannesota. When all this first began, all I needed really was moral support. I needed people to stand next to me in front of New Brighton, Minnesota city officials to compel them to take action, to do the jobs that they're paid to do, which they wouldn't do when only I stood in front of them, because they could get away with it. It's just one person there. But I couldn't get that moral support, so I had to stand alone. Over those 4 years, things degenerated to where I lost everything I had worked my entire life for. Everything. Material possessions, my pets, family, career, job, everything except the car I'm sleeping in, and even this thing doesn't run right. And I have no money to afford to keep this thing running all night long to keep the heat on. So I'm going to have to keep turning it on, turning it off, turning it on, turning it off. Now things have degenerated to the point where I need $3,000 to $5,000 minimum just to have any hope of reestablishing myself in a state where humane people live, which is any other state than the state of Minnesota. Minimum of $3,000, ideally $5,000, super ideally even more than that. And yet I've had one $10 donation, and God bless them for giving me that $10. Corey, I can't thank you enough. Just the moral boost that $10 meant to me, you will never know. The money might not have been a lot, but it meant so much to me. Thank you. But I did not get anything else. I certainly did not get the $3,000 to $5,000. And the thing is, I'm a pretty good guy. I'm a nice guy. I'm a good guy. I care about other people, unlike these people in Minnesota. It's a real shame people aren't willing to save my life, because I'd like to think that I contribute something better to this world than a lot of other people do. As I watched all these people buy these tickets, handing over that green one after another, it didn't take long to figure out that about every 60 to 120 minutes, just at this one gas station, Minnesotans were handing over as much money as I am asking for, as much money as I need to reestablish myself with a life worth living. Minimum of $3,000. That's how much they're spending here, folks, at this gas station. And what really hurt, I think, was when I had to leave. I went up to refresh my coffee, and I ended up in line behind this man and his son. Good-looking man, very clean cut, looked like a pastor of a church or something. His son was maybe 10 to 12 years old, just absolutely all-American boy. Looked like he just walked out of Jesus camp. And the guy bought a whole bunch of lottery tickets, a bunch of Powerball tickets, and he handed them to his son for safekeeping. He was teaching his son how to gamble to get ahead in life, when all I was trying to do was work hard and honestly for a living. He was not teaching his son how to save the life of the person sleeping in the car parked next to their car while they're inside there buying these lottery tickets. That's what he was teaching his son, and that's a clean-cut, apparently non-welfare, all-American, all-Minnesotan type of person. This is the kind of people I'm surrounded by in this state. And I'm supposed to somehow have hope as it dips to -8 degrees tonight with a wind chill of -27 degrees. I don't know who's going to win the Powerball tonight. Someone probably will. Probably by the numbers, I would expect 4 or 5 will, because so many people are buying tickets. And yet the government, unlike us, the government is allowed to lie, to deceive, to falsely advertise. They're advertising it as a $900 million jackpot, but that's not the case. After taxes, state and federal, that's going to be way down there. In all likelihood, if one person won this, they wouldn't take home more than maybe $300 million. Depends what state you live in. And of course, Minnesota has the highest taxes in the country. And so people are out spending all of this money because they see that $900 million carrot dangled on a stick in front of their eyes. And yet, the odds are whoever wins this thing is actually going to get less than some of the other Powerball drawings. It's just absurd. People don't understand mathematics. They don't understand taxes. They don't understand how a corrupt, lying, deceitful government works. And in Minnesota, my taxes pay to fund state programs for people with gambling problems, and yet the state is the largest sponsor of gambling with the lottery. It's schizophrenic. It's absurd. And I'm about to try not to die freezing to death in a car tonight. This is sheer lunacy. Please, everyone out there, visit my website, Meannesota.com. Learn about reality. Turn off your television and spend an evening reading my website. I worked really, really hard on that site. Learn about reality. And if you have any heart and soul, any compulsion to do something for another person, maybe even to teach your children how to save a life rather than how to gamble away the money that you worked hard for, then please hit the donate button in the bottom left-hand corner. To the person who wins the Powerball, or the people who wins the Powerball, hey, congratulations, I guess. Your life's about to get very complicated, and I wouldn't want to be you. But you know what? You wouldn't want to be me either. You wouldn't want to be sleeping in a car tonight like I am either. Thanks for listening, everybody.